hold up. Shit.
We live.
Fucking dick.
Yeah. Welcome to the SoReal Family Podcast with your host, the CEO slash owner of SoReal Studios with SoReal. Oh, let me add SoReal Studios LLC because I am licensed. So let me go and add that to it. SoReal
You're welcome.
Studios LLC, Lamar Surreal. And my guest for tonight, I got my partner in crime in the SoReal Sports Podcast, Reggie Walker, his wife Shayla, and my brother Rio. What's going on, y'all?
Hour.
What's up?
Yeah, hour.
It's in air quotes right now.
Hour. Oh, it's in air quotes. See how disrespectful
For now.
he is, Rio?
We got to talk about some stuff.
So how was your week, man?
Which one?
You can start it, Rio. How was your week?
I work with COVID people, so yeah. It was good.
That's good.
Productive.
Did you say you worked with colored people?
He did.
COVID.
Oh, okay.
COVID. Oh,
Oof.
and still good.
So how?
Still good.
Just another question on top of that. So how has treatment been going since we've been dealing with this since March?
The treatment as far as the
patient,
vaccine
it has to be different than what it was in March, right?
we still trying to figure out. We don't know. The numbers are lower now. Now the numbers are only spiking now because it was somebody's genius idea to think that we could have face-to-face schooling, as if that would have no effect on the numbers.
And to me, kids are the most ones that carry germs. So why did they think there was a smart idea to make kids go to school and they carry the most?
I would think that was a common sense thing. I would have thought that was a common sense thing, but apparently not.
Well, I just talked to my baby mama, and my son, he been doing virtual, and they've been talking about trying to take him back to school. I said, if everything's going good, yeah, but you gotta let me know. Like, definitely let me know everything going good. But
well, so the thing about that is, I'm sorry. Oh, okay. Well, the thing about that is, there's no way of being able to really tell if things are going good unless nobody's getting sick. But now you got more teachers that's catching COVID than students. Mm-hmm. So how would they be able to monitor that?
Yeah, that's true.
And I also heard something that they were saying that they was not requiring schools to relay the message that somebody has been sick. Like, how can you not do that?
Exactly.
I know my wife, she been getting the message on a weekly basis. Like how many contacted or how many actually had it, how many are in quarantine, things like that. And she been getting reports, like I believe every week, if I'm not mistaken.
And it varies per district.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Because some people want to say that it's violating privacy, but I don't understand how that's violating privacy.
Right.
I completely agree.
That's not valid.
My son doing everything virtual. I just talked to him a few minutes before this even kicked off. So I know that he's doing virtual learning Monday through Friday. It's a little bit longer on Wednesdays, but still every day he's doing virtual learning. So he's in front of the computer learning in that atmosphere. and I think it's good. I don't think that Tate Reeves was all the way prepared for the severity of this. I think
It's the whole state. They weren't prepared.
the governor. So,
It seemed
but
like they
still, I
just
just, I,
threw it
But
out there.
my thing is, if it's spread around in grocery stores and bars and all these other places, what make you think that it wasn't going to happen in schools, in
Right.
school settings? And
which goes
a
back
lot
to
of these
what
people
Shayla was
now,
saying, the fact that kids carry the most germs, and with this
right,
being a pandemic the way it is, like that's obviously not the safest choice. Like right now, like let's just improvise a plan and set it up for a later date. Like let's start school in January because we got to actually figure out what's going on in 2020 to actually go forward with anything. Right. So I feel
and
like
then
it's a
check
bad
this,
idea. And
and then check this. They say it's for the second wave of it, and then on top of that, there's also flu season.
Right. So it's gonna be hard to
Yes, and
determine
they
which one you got.
said also the second wave. They don't know what it is right now. They're just calling it a severe case of pneumonia because they can't figure it out. Like it's stronger than the strand that they have that was out in the beginning.
Right. So they pretty much called the exact same thing
So
that they called the first wave.
Yeah.
this is COVID 2.0, people.
yeah,
And then they said there was one
That's
guy,
it. That's it.
I forget his name, but he's the first guy to contract it twice.
I remember seeing that case. I do remember seeing that.
so it is something you can't get more than once.
Apparently so.
Apparently,
Mm.
because
So I would be thinking like since it's such a big um respiratory infection, since it's so big, I would think once you have it once, you'll be asymptomatic to it.
well, not necessarily because bronchitis, for example, is a respiratory thing,
Yes, it goes with
but you have it forever.
asthma. Yeah,
You still got it forever, just like asthma. You
yeah,
still got it forever,
yeah,
so it
because
won't
I
actually
mean,
go away. But
it
would it be
being
that
a
serious to kill you?
serious. No, they're saying it's a serious upper respiratory infection, not upper respiratory. That would be like a disease,
Yeah, true,
bronchitis and asthma.
true.
Yeah, because
Mhm.
upper
So
respiratory infection, you can get it and then it just go away once you do the treatment,
right,
and then you can get it again, like and so on and so forth. Because I didn't had it, I don't know how
that's
many times,
crazy.
but
You're not saying you had COVID multiple times, right? Let's get that understood. You're not saying that you had COVID multiple times.
I haven't had COVID at all. Well, at least
Okay.
I thought I didn't, because ain't no telling what you had during October of last year, because you was sick
Facts,
and people didn't know exactly what it could
facts.
have been. Like I
That's
know
true.
my wife,
Very
she
true.
was sick in February. She didn't get tested for COVID, but she felt bad. Like she felt a certain way that she had never felt before. And I told her it could have been possibly that. And
Yeah,
it
Same thing
lasted
with
for a
me
good
in,
Possibly.
while.
in January. Same thing with me
Possibly.
in January.
So
But I tested
wait,
positive for the antibodies.
oh you did?
wait.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
So does that mean you have had it in some fashion, like it went, it contracted it
Supposedly.
somehow?
Mm-hmm. Supposedly.
Ooh,
Well,
And
hopefully
see, if
that's
I had it
that's
back in
crazy.
December, because I had it, I was sick going from December into January, real bad. Like I've never been that kind of sick ever. I've only had the flu once, and that's because I got the flu shot.
yeah, I know people catch it when they actually get the
Yeah,
shot.
I remember when you was down bad too.
Huh?
So we done all just about had it.
I said, I remember when you was sick.
It was.
Hey, let me bring somebody in right quick. I think I lost him, if I'm not mistaken.
How you lose them?
Yeah,
Bring them on.
I'm try to get her back. But
This all this stuff.
let's go ahead and get started on the topic. The first topic of tonight, um, which is how do you compromise, if any, within a relationship?
Hmm.
And it can be about anything.
Ladies first, Rebecca.
Come on, sip that wine, sis.
Way to go, Reggie. And it's not wine. She's a heavy drinker. She goes
No, I'm
straight.
not. No, I'm not.
That definitely, that was purple. That was definitely not straight. She probably can drink better than you, though.
So they got to do anything.
Shayla, you can go
Okay.
first.
No, I want to take the last on that.
No.
Yeah, she want to take the last on it. Babe, go ahead and go. Let them know how we don't compromise on shit. It's either my way or your way. It ain't no agreeing in between.
That's kind of true to a certain extent. But compromising is very important in a relationship, and whether you are dating or whether you are married. Marriage is very important to compromise. A lot of times, me and Lamar, we share, we have our differences on things, but sometimes I want things my way, and I know that I can't have things my way. So we argue sometimes about that, and eventually we end up having to compromise in order to resolve an issue.
Mhm. Yeah, I agree on that. It's I'm stubborn. I'm gonna go on and be honest with you.
Very
I
so.
already let you know. I'm stubborn. I feel like if I'm totally correct about this situation, I'm gonna fight it to the death, regardless of
Yep.
any other situation or any other thought process that goes into mine. That's just how I am. But it's taking time for me to actually learn that sometimes just thinking that you're right don't mean that you're actually right. Sometimes you do have to go right to the middle and make a compromise. You gotta sit there. You know, if you have strong beliefs on one side and the other person has strong beliefs on the other side, I mean, you can even agree to disagree. Things like that can happen. But that's guess what? That's a compromise. You have compromised and let you know that you know what? You see things your way, I see things my way. But we ain't finna keep on going back and forth about it no more. It's making no sense. There's no
Well,
reason for us to get any more upset about this, knowing how we feel about it. And then that be the compromise. And then it be other ways we compromise. But can't speak about that right now. You wanna go Rio?
so well, I kind of said it pretty well.
Thank
But to reiterate just a little bit, when I think of compromise, I think of something that's never going to be comfortable for me. I think of compromising is always stepping outside of what you would normally do. Now that compromise may feel good later, but in any relationship, you got to be able to. Now you don't compromise with any and everything.
you. Right.
You just can accept any and everything. But when you compromising, you got to compromise for the benefit of whatever type of relationship or whatever the situation is. And of course, it's a necessity for any relationship, but most of the time, it's not going to even feel comfortable because I'm one of those stubborn ones too. And I got to be sure because I'm afraid of a lot of stuff,
Yeah.
as it pertains to my well-being. So if I'm not convinced of how the ending may look like before I make the decision to go ahead and compromise, I'll be real nervous, real anxious about whatever it is.
Ooh,
I guess I'm next.
I was finna go because
You said you wanted to be
I
last.
know, but going
Oh,
behind
go ahead.
Mario
Go
here.
ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Because that one touched me. Like, yeah, all right, got you. But yes, I feel like Mario. Like most of the time, it's something that I'm not gonna feel comfortable with when I hear of compromise. Like, so it's either I'm gonna do it or I'm not, yeah, either I'm gonna do it or not. But if I don't do it, something is drastically bad gonna happen. So
Mhm.
if I do it, I'm just like, okay, I'm just here for the meantime.
Yeah.
And I get stuck in a lot of those situations. So I'm just like, I'm just here. Hi. But I'm compromising, so I do it.
Right.
So yeah, that's how like you hit it dead on the head.
It's rough.
All right.
Compromise. That compromise thing is ridiculous sometimes.
My turn?
Yeah.
Cool. Cool. All right. So I agree with everybody. My intake on compromise in itself is the fact that it all stems back to communication. And we talked about this earlier in one of the other podcasts. If we don't have communication, there is no compromise. We have to be like dead on, and it comes from communication. And that's a connection that you must have between you and that person to advance anywhere. So if you can't even have a connection with a person, communication with a person to be able to then at that point go beyond it, then you wasting your time. There has to be communication for compromise. In other words, if you can't be able to communicate and just like Lamar's point, be able to at least come to a agree to disagree type point, then which is communication. We have to communicate that, you know what, I don't see your point of view. I don't see your point of view. Not even that extreme, actually,
But what happens in that sense?
because it's still calm down to the fact of I see your point, I disagree. I see your point, I disagree. Let it be. That is about that. That's a compromise. That is like I was saying, going back to Lamar's point. That's a compromise. I agree to disagree.
It counts.
You don't want me to have it. I don't want to have it. Well, I do want to have it, but there has to be a compromise, and that's on both ends. In any
Hmm.
in any situation,
But
I want to stream Apple, and you want to stream iHeartRadio. They both got fees, so it's like which one are we gonna go with? There has to be a compromise. So we can either agree to disagree. You do what you want to do. I'm gonna do what I want to do, or we come together and compromise on what we do. But that's like a bill type thing.
yeah,
So
but still,
Sometimes,
like,
sometimes it does take some kind of sacrifice
Yep.
whenever you come to a compromise.
not
Especially
sometimes.
if you in a relationship
Most,
where you're married.
Every,
it's really mostly.
yeah. Like any kind of relationship, and like Reggie said, you need communication. Well, communication is what sets you up for
The
compromisation.
compromise.
I think I made that word up, but uh, communication is what sets you up, and then it becomes what am I willing to sacrifice?
Mhm.
Now, most of the time, compromising has not been bad for me. But then again, because I don't like being blind to nothing, it's like, now I gotta wait to see if it's necessary or not. And that's the stubborn part of me. That's the fear part of me, because if I don't know if for sure that I'm going to be comfortable with what's going on, I'm going to be real scary about it. So when I do compromise, and I will admit, I will only go with the person who I know have already experienced or has experience in whatever the uncomfortable feeling is for me. So I'm like, I'm gonna go with the person who already been here. So then I feel comfortable. Because I'm the type of person, you gotta hold my hand. If we go to a scare house, you know, I'm about talking to you. Excuse, this is my TV. But if we go to a scare house, I don't care who it is, somebody gotta hold my hand until we get to the end.
Yeah.
That's understood.
And I
That's
love
probably
scary stuff.
I'm stubborn as fuck too, but I didn't think,
I'm
I
not
guess
holding your hand.
stubborn and fearness would come together like that. Like, hell no, I ain't doing this shit.
Whatever jump
Mhm.
out in that haunted house is gonna get you and only you, because I'm not holding your damn hand. I'm gonna be going the other way.
See, you
You can't run if I'm holding your ankle. You gonna drag me
Look,
about it some way. A garment or clothes, I'm grabbing something. Someone's gonna leave me up out of there other than me.
all right.
See,
That's
that's
all right though. Lamar got me.
because I know Lamar
Jermaine got me.
Rebecca,
can leave me.
Becky
what
got
what
me.
else you got, Rebecca?
She lying.
What else you got, Rebecca?
I said that's why I know that I couldn't go to a haunted house, because if I went with him, he gonna leave me. So
Well, he likes it.
I'm gonna be just left behind having a heart attack, and the ER people gonna have to come get me.
I don't even run that fast, so how can I leave her?
when you said you'd be surprised.
That's not acceptable. Not
Let me tell
You can't
you,
run
I
fast.
ran
You
somewhere.
can't run fast.
What? When you scared, you gonna be
I was
surprised.
scared. I'm like, go back and get it. Go back and get it. Go back and get
Babe,
it.
babe, don't be worried. I can't run that fast.
Right.
What?
Don't be worried. I can't run fast.
What?
That's comforting.
Yeah.
Not even.
Very confident.
Not even.
If she get caught,
But
his
I'm gonna
fat
leave
ass
you.
ain't gonna get.
I'm gonna leave you in
ain't
slow
going far.
motion.
He gonna get caught too.
Terrible.
Who that?
All right. Apparently Tremaine jumped on here, but he haven't said a word, and this video ain't on. So, with that being said, let's move on to another topic, which I thought of this one. It just came out of nowhere, but I would like to discuss this one. And the reason why I got to actually look at it is because I want to make sure I get it clear. If you can go back in time and change one thing in your past, what would it be and why?
Okay.
That's deep. One thing.
At what point in time in life?
Any point in time in life, if you could change just one thing.
Not a traumatic experience, not a certain age, not nothing.
No matter
Just
what
any.
age, what experience you got, whatever happened to you in the past, if you can change one of them, what would it be and why? I can go first if y'all want me to.
Yeah, I'm gonna need some time.
All right.
Yeah.
I ain't thought about that.
If
Give me
I
some
can
time.
go back in time, I would like to go back to August of 2008. I know the exact month and date. And what I would change is my location. And that is when I went off from high school to college. I wish I would have never went to college at all, especially Jackson State University. Not against Jackson State University, Not saying that. I love my HBCUs. I love Jackson State, but you got to hear me out on this one.
I heard this story.
In high school, I moved up here from Jackson in high school to a high school called Thrasher,
This is
where you could
truly
say
this is a hate
over
speech.
70% of the people was white. Yeah. The people that was black,
Oh, this is real high school.
huh?
This is real high school.
Did
Well,
you
you
hear
could
the name
say
of the
it's kind of a real high school. It's a 1A school. My graduation class was 36. So, with that being said, only people that was black in that school were kinfolks. So, from age 13 to 14, all the way to my senior year of 18, I had to watch out for who I was around. Because if I even tried to talk to a female, I go to my grandmother, and my grandmother would let me know if I'm kin to them or not. That's how close my school was, and how small my school was.
No, babe. No, babe. We kin to her. We kin to
Oh,
her. You
oh,
don't
it happened before.
you,
It has happened before. It was this one girl I was talking to when I was 15, and I had a crush on her. I liked her and everything. So one day I seen her at my church, and we went to the same church. And my grandmother peeped out that I was getting kind of close to her. So
Right.
she called me, yelled my name, said, "Baby, you like that girl over there?" I was like, "Yes, ma'am." You know that's your fifth cousin, right? I was like, "What? Fifth cousin?" I had to think about it. I was like, "That acceptable or not?" Nah, it ain't acceptable. I can't do it. I cannot do it. I cannot do it. She explained how she was my fifth cousin. And I was like, damn. So, with that being said, when I graduated, I wanted to get up out of here. I want to be away from up here, up in North Mississippi, around Thrasher High School. So I decided I wanted to go to college at Jackson State University, where pretty much over 90% of the people are black, and more than likely they're not my kinfolk. And boy, was wrong for making that decision. Not only it hurt me financially, I couldn't focus on anything. Too many women out there. I like my first semester, I was straight. I had all A's. I had a couple B's. Yeah, I was great. I was on Dean's list. So after that, and something happened with me. My hormones just started jumping. I didn't even care about school no more. I seen too many women out there. They had a party right outside your dorm room in which they just have a good old time and they party all night long. Then they said that
All
you
night long.
had to have females come in the door. I was like, yeah, it's over with. I'm not passing shit. Dropped out my sophomore year. So that's one thing I wish I would have changed in my past. Because if I would have just not went to school, I could actually focus on exactly what I wanted to go to school for. And probably started community college because it's cheaper, to be honest with you. It's cheaper to go to community college, especially if you know exactly what you want. Now I'm over $20,000 in debt thanks to Jackson State University, and I still ain't got a degree yet. I'm getting one next year though. Associates, but it's a degree.
It is a degree that counts.
It does count. Now, since I said mine, who wants to go next?
I don't know. I'm still thinking.
And mine wasn't that damn bad.
No,
It's
you
pretty
don't
bad.
do that.
It's
I
bad.
really thought you was going to
The fact that you
the
play
Rob
fucking
situation.
Pokemon Go on your phone, that's where your life ended. Right there. The moment that you fucking downloaded Pokemon Go and decided to walk around snatching up fucking Pokemon. That's the day your life ended. I'll go next.
No,
Fuck it.
when he
I'll go
got
next.
out the car and chasing them. on the highway.
Yes, that dumbass shit. Like, what the fuck? Your life is
Dude,
ending, dude. What the fuck? The man found a Pokemon in Walmart when we went to the store.
No, I was talking about he had told us he had got out the car on the drive and got out the car to
Even
catch a
worse.
damn
It
Pokemon.
was in
Even
the
worse.
woods on Natchez Trace.
Even
What?
worse. That's
He
it.
said it was
At
in
that
the
point,
woods.
at that point, come on, man.
It was in the daylight.
Come on.
You know what?
wait, so
Y'all can't judge
with
me,
the game you had to get out and hunt them
huh?
It's
on the
like
Pokemon
if I
game
want
you
to
had to
capture
get out?
if I want to capture this Pokemon and I'm driving, I just so happen to look at this app and it's over there in the woods. I'm gonna stop my car, get out, just so I can go capture a Pokemon. What the fuck have I reduced my life to at that point?
It was a
That's
Charizard, by the
sad.
way, and those are rare.
Oh, they're talking about you.
Yes, I done that.
Okay.
I done that when I was what, 24? No,
It's
23.
terrible.
Okay.
Okay. That's I didn't know it was okay. I'm glad I ain't never done look into that game.
I know.
You know what? This is not about me. It's about what y'all have in y'all past. Y'all please stick to the topic.
I'm trying to.
No,
I'm
you're
just
not. You're talking about me. They talk about you. What about you, Reggie?
Okay. I'm gonna go. Oh, you got
Okay.
I'm gonna go. So if I had to go back and change something in my life, I will go back to 2005. In 2005, I met this girl. I was a sophomore. I was a sophomore in college. I met this girl, was pretty much in love with her. I had just broke up with my high school sweetheart that I had dated from my junior year in high school to my freshman year in college. Uh, Me and this particular girl, we dated for about 6 months, but then we realized we were just nothing more than friends. So we were better as friends, but we ended up being friends with benefits. That happened over a span of 4 or 5 years. Yeah, 4 or 5 years, and then she got engaged twice against the plan. Of course, me being the voluntary fool, because I did volunteer to be that fool. Uh, of course, if I would have brought it up, hey, we should go ahead and get back together. It was always awkward. Don't start dead. Blah blah blah. But anyway, in a nutshell, that made me overly guarded with my heart. So the whole dating thing is like real hard for me. And that goes back into the first time we talked about the compromise thing, because I think I did all my compromising during that time. And so now, if anything's starting to get too serious for me, I'm like, nah. So I may kind of push people away as opposed to giving it a chance to see what the other side is like, because I think I overdid it back during that time. So yeah, I would just left her alone
Hmm,
after we broke up the first.
that's a good one. That's a real good one right there. That definitely beat mine.
yeah, it did.
Shut up, Reggie. Barry, you going?
Oh, goodness. I guess so. Well, if I would change anything, I would go back to my preteen when I started at preteen all the way up into 18. At preteen, you start to smell yourself, and you think you can do things that you're not supposed to be doing, and you start having friends, and you want to do what they do, or you allow them to convince you to do the things that they're doing. But yeah, I started to be a little wild and
Jackson City Councilman.
disrespectful, um, not going to school. I would skip school all the time. I hated school. Uh, my friends, they had already dropped out of school, so they would come get me out of class. They would actually come up there and tell the principal or whoever, the lady at the front desk, that it was a family emergency, that they needed me to come home. And so I would leave with them, and we'd go drinking and riding around and having a good time. And I'm supposed to be at school. They called my parents, and then once I got home, you already know how, if you have older parents like I had, I mean, it was no talking. As soon as you walk in the door, they kicking the door open and beating your ass. So that went on for a while, and I was just wilding out, just doing my own thing and what I wanted to do. But now I'm reaping that because I have a 13-year-old, a 13-year-old who acts just like me. She's disrespectful. She's rude. She doesn't listen. She doesn't think school is important. She hates school. She hates doing schoolwork. Last year, I had to go and sit in her classroom with her because she didn't want to do what the teacher told her to. She didn't want to complete homework assignments. She didn't want to do work at all. She was disrupting the teacher's classrooms. And I had to go to the school several times about her behavior. So I feel like all the stuff that I done and put my parents through, now I'm going through it with her. She doesn't skip school, thank God. But I'm dealing with a lot of stuff that they dealt with me. I'm getting the same stuff back on me. So I feel like that's something that I should have changed. And I was, doing the same thing, cutting up in classrooms, thinking that I was a class clown. I was too cute to do this. I was too cute to do that. I was too cute to follow rules. And she does the same thing. I see myself in her a lot.
Okay.
So, babe,
That's
basically,
interesting. That's one of the
6
things.
year span. Woo. Woo. Yeah, yours is the longest.
Yeah.
All right. So with me, I'm gonna say it was the day I hooked up with my second baby mom. That was the worst day of my life. In hindsight, um, not regretting my son at all. I love him. He's 13, just like Yasia. So, like, I know how long it's been having to deal with a child that many years, plus more actually. But that was like a time period that I wish I could have back because I spent 6 years of my life, precious life. Hey,
Hey, I'm sorry, y'all.
You good. You good. We on the second topic on if you could change one thing in your life, what would it be and why? And Reggie is telling us about his right now.
yeah. So to bring you up speed, basically, I made a mistake with dating my or getting entangled I'm gonna use that. That's a popular word right now.
That is the wrong word to use for that. Entangled, really?
Okay.
Man,
It's,
Using big words.
I feel like it's appropriate right now for the situation. But yeah, I got into an entanglement, but I don't regret my son for it. But I feel like those 6 years of my life trying to mold and shape what I thought could be, because it was in between me not being able to graduate high school, but not only to obtain a GED, but to go to school and, you know, just the whole struggle. Because I mean, it's rough at that age, at 19, being 2 years, well, having two kids at 19 years old. Like it's real rough for you, and it's a gray area where you at, especially from the way I was living versus the way the typical person, or not necessarily a typical person, because we don't even know what the typical person would do in a situation like that, but it just being all the factors that are weighed in upon me versus society still maintaining. So that was real heavy for me at 19, and choosing to try to take the right path, which ended up being the wrong path for me. I feel like I would have, if I can get that time back, I'd do it right. But that would be definitely the time that I go back to and be like, you know what, it really wasn't even worth it.
All right. Taylor, you want to go next, or you want to leave it to Tennessee?
You said she want to go last.
Yeah, I still don't fucking know. Like, damn.
Go to Teresita then. Teresita.
Something that I would change.
Something in your past one thing in your past that you would like to change. Tell us what it is and why.
I would say that I was in an entanglement before me and Brian got back together. So a lot of y'all might not know me and Brian was together. And then we broke up. And while we broke up, I was in an entanglement with someone I was working with. Not a relationship, it was literally just fuck buddies, but his emotions got highly involved. And anybody who knew me knew I was not over Brian, period. Like it was no being over him. I was upset and I was fake done, but I was not over him because I knew that was
You fucked up.
Huh? He ain't here.
Nothing.
But I was in an entanglement at that time, and I kind of wish I never got started dealing with that person. I wish I would have dealt with someone who was less emotional. Because at the end of the day, it ended up being his feelings that was hurt. It wasn't my feelings that got hurt because I went in and I told him what it was when it started. You knew that it was supposed to just be, friends with benefits. It was never supposed to be more than that. We literally never had sober sex, never, not once. It was literally just what it was. And his feelings got into it, and when I ended up being back with Brian and moving to Texas, his feelings got hurt. So I kind of wish that never would have happened because I don't like hurting people's feelings. So that's just not me. I'm not that type of person. So that's my one thing I wish I could change.
Now, Reggie, that's an entanglement. That's the August Alsina of entanglement right there. That's exactly what happened with August. August got hurt. And he didn't know what to do. Matter of fact, that person that you probably talking about probably got an album that's out and people just don't even know about it.
First of all, what you gonna do is you gonna call him Og, just like what Will did. You gonna respect that name, Og. That's it, Og.
Well, we gonna call my entanglement "He Who Will Not Be Named." He who will not be named. Very few know about that situation. We're gonna leave it with them few, being Jasmine.
That's
Reggie, yours was an entanglement. That's what I'm just trying to get to your head. You just fucked up.
no.
Use the big word.
No, it was actually an entanglement. I had a whole girlfriend. She had a whole boyfriend, but it was just a a hookup because we went on a school trip.
Man,
Them school
That was
trips.
an entanglement.
Them school trips
It
was
was a
something else, wasn't it?
yes, out of town. Yes, of course. We went out of town.
Must have been a
Yes.
field trip.
Yeah, his was entanglement too.
Taylor,
uh, I guess shit.
Shayla lived a perfect life. You can't even beat her.
No, I was just
No,
on
nobody gonna
strict
beat
duty.
this.
I wouldn't. My mama was strict, so I mean, I don't. I guess I. I guess I don't regret my son, but out here thinking I was grown. I went to college. Um, yeah, I just wish I had a different. I don't miss. I don't hate my college days. I had fun. I learned. I got my trade, my certificate. Okay, I went and accomplished what I went for. But I just wished the person that I was entangled with, because that's what it was. I mean, I was just hot, I guess, in the ass. I was cooped up in the house. So
I
I
hate
fucked around.
I
I
hate
fucked
Jada
around
Pickett
and
so
got
much for this damn word. I swear I do.
What?
what?
Entanglement.
No, mine's
Nobody
was,
cared about this word until she spat it out on her table talk.
but
But
yeah.
dude, I was in a whole entanglement, dude. Like for real.
Yeah, I agree. Yours entanglement. Reggie, I don't give a damn what you say. That shit was
That,
not
you,
entanglement.
you-
Taylor,
I literally just told you what it was. It was a school trip. I was in a whole relationship. She was in a whole relationship, just the same as Will and Jada are in a whole relationship, and both of them did what? Go out and have entanglements. That's what
they
happened.
both did.
I just so happened to impregnate mine versus Teresita's and Shayla's.
I got impregnated.
Well, yes, you did. So we still talking about my entanglement. Shut
no,
up,
it's
Lamar.
not
Let
yours.
my wife finish. Shut up. Shut up.
But yeah, so like I said, my mama was strict. I couldn't do nothing. I was basically going to school, helping her take care of my grandma. That was it, period. I might can go outside and play in the dirt a little bit, but I had to be back in the house when street lights came on.
I remember.
But I went off to college, got hot in the ass. I was basically getting free tattoos just for a fuck. I get about 3 tattoos just for a fuck. I mean, hey, I wanted some tats. I ain't had no money. How it happened. He had a whole nother baby mama back in his hometown, and he was talking to a chick um on the campus because they was already there before I got there. That was my first semester, but I didn't get pregnant until my last semester. But he always used to try to talk to me. I was like, nah, bro, you got your own thing going on over there. So I mean, you ain't got nothing to offer me. Well, I do tattoos. I think about it. Let me see. And that shit kept going. Never was no tight on shit. The girl he was talking to on campus wanted to fight me. And I'm just like, I'm unbothered, like, okay. I rode back to Jackson with her and her best friend by myself. I'm not worried about none one of y'all. So I mean, yeah, I was fighting, being hot because I was cooped up in the house
Mm.
from middle school to high school. So if I could have had a different person besides who I got pregnant by, I take that back. That's what I would change.
Mm.
So the general consensus is everybody's regret is an intimate relationship.
A
Yeah.
failed relationship. Failed
Failed
intimate relationship.
intimate relationship.
I was mine. I never had a title on it. I traded.
My title was the title was fuck buddy, so that don't even count as a real relationship. It
But
was
it was
a
based off
entanglement.
the separation between you and Brian, which made it a failed type of relationship.
Yeah, it was me and Brian broke up completely this before we got engaged or anything. We
So
broke up in 2 different states.
that's what
Man, I
happened.
went in stages.
Did text.
What you
I
say?
think
That's
I think mine went through years of entanglements,
Yeah, yeah. Rio,
and I was
Rio took a lot.
He said he was on.
Don't be all.
Yeah, you was all that.
Oh,
Yep. I'm sorry. It's just that I didn't put entanglement in it for you to be August or
that's
all.
never
yeah. So
you better get it right.
But
and
see,
it ended up being good.
my regret isn't so much the having a fuck buddy because I was single. My regret was him ended up being hurt because that was never my intention. But you know,
It
people
happened.
get emotional and they get their attachments where there should not be, and people end up hurt.
That's true.
That's a good start of a whole other conversation, but we'll have to deal with that in another podcast.
Right.
You can do
We'll
that
do
right
that
with
for another episode.
I got something for that one.
Part 2.
Yeah. We
Right.
Because I was that one that got feelings and probably shouldn't have had feelings.
Yeah, we can do that for another episode. But this is the conclusion of our episode. Thank you, Cedar, for sharing yours, coming in when you came in. As long as you come, that's all that matters. Thank everybody for letting them tell their story and answering these topics. Great, great episode. Great episode. Um,
Shout out to Tremaine down there.
yeah, shout out to Tremaine, man. He did at least show that he wanted to be on here. I believe he's at work and he don't know exactly what's going on. So he's too busy to be able to show up. But I wanted to keep his name there just so he could say he did try.
Participating.
He was here. He with us.
Participating.
Spirit. Hallelujah. All right. So
Pre-recording us. That's what he doing.
yeah, that's possible. So let's start with you, Cedar. You got anything going on in your life?
Man, you know, just over here trying to make a way out of no way with these me and Brian side hustle. About to start trying to do the epoxy cups and tumblers and stuff. So we starting that. More to come on that soon.
That's good. That's good. I'm definitely going to invest in that. What about you, Rio? What you got?
Preparing for the biggest celebration of the year. The biggest annual celebration of the year. So I'm getting things together and I'm gonna use our reunion as a precursor to get me warmed up for the biggest celebration of the year. So which is my B-Day.
All right.
Huh?
The pre-B-Day turn up.
Yes. Right.
Oh yeah, it is this weekend that we're supposed to be getting together.
Rebecca better be there. That's all I know.
Rebecca, you got to put your shades on, put your 3 masks on, get you a bubble coat and zip up, 3 pairs of leggings, and you can go. Okay?
I got you some gloves.
Just get the gloves.
Actually trying to do better.
And some Lysol spray.
I'm trying to like deal through and get through my anxiety. Like today I had to go out to the store, and even before I even got out, you know, just the thought of it was just making my chest hurt. So, but I'm trying to get through it, and I've been having some good days, so I'm gonna just continue and just pray about it.
You're not crazy.
Yeah, that's
You're
what
not.
You're not crazy.
I keep
Okay.
it, so.
You're not okay.
Yeah. Even though my husband, sometimes he makes me think that I'm crazy. So.
Stop looking at me.
That's That's probably just his crazy rubbing off on you in that
Yeah, I
moment.
think so. After 3 years, his craziness rubs off on me. So I'm trying to rebuke it in the name of Jesus.
You know what? Reggie, what you got going on, man? I've been guilty.
Absolutely everything. I got a skit coming out Sunday. Second part, pretty good. It's pretty good. I'm liking the reviews, liking what I'm seeing in the numbers. So yeah, I got that. If you want to follow me, I'm on Facebook, Twitter at Reggie Walker. Keep up with that. We had the SoReal Sports podcast tomorrow for me and Lamar, and yeah, that's what I got going on. What about you, babe?
Me, of course, I'm still trying to perfect my oil. It's going okay, but I still want to work out some things because the aloe vera that I put in it still kind of separates from the oil. So I'm trying to work on that to make it all one. But so far, still, if you give it a good shake, which you shake most things anyway.
That's what she
uh,
said.
Hey, hey, good one.
but yeah, if you give it a good shake, it retains your good moisture for a good 3 to 4 days.
Yeah,
Got those ashy scalps, that you can peel your muffin cap back.
like his, exactly like
You won't
his.
have none of that
No ashy scalp.
because he
Right.
ain't had no
My
dandruff
crib
for
ain't
about
ashy.
2 weeks
I was just gonna,
successfully.
I was just gonna say, like, I'm one of those people who are not avidly washing my hair. So the fact that I haven't washed my hair and haven't had any buildup of any kind
No
in 2 weeks,
dandruff.
that's amazing. And I held my moisture like my hair was greasy all the way till I washed it today. It was good.
So, but I still just want it to be a solid. But yeah, I got that going on. I'm trying to work on my hair page. I'm gonna be hair by Shay, the Edge Slayer. Okay. So
Period,
yeah.
Pooh.
So yeah, that's what I got.
All right. First lady of SoReal Studios LLC. What you got going on, babe?
Trying to homeschool this little girl. That's about it. Keeping
Oh,
her
Teach
that's
busy.
supposed to
one,
be
reach
working.
one.
Well, we're both trying to do that. But well, I guess I'm last. My skit did
Wait,
episode 2. What?
wait. What about the ladies podcast?
Oh, it's still in the works. It should be ready by next month, even though this month is September. It should be ready by next month. So we're still working on that. Ladies
Cool.
podcast will happen. So definitely be prepared for that. It will happen. We just got to get everybody together, check and see when y'all are available, things of that nature, so on and so forth. Ladies podcast will happen. Believe that. But besides that, my So Real Life of a Sports Better, my
Yeah.
second episode did come on yesterday. And from now on, I will be doing it every Monday. It will show up every Monday. So stay tuned on that. Also have a new skit that I will be bringing out in a couple of weeks called Dream or Reality.
Hmm.
I'm not gonna let y'all know more about that. I just wanted to debut and then y'all look at it from there, from then on.
I'm definitely intrigued anyway by the idea dreams and reality.
Dream or
Yeah,
reality.
That's
So
intriguing.
are you leaving? Are you
He
doing
ain't saying
out of
nothing else.
body
He
experience?
ain't gonna say nothing else.
I'm not saying anything else.
He
This
ain't
is
saying nothing
something
else.
that I haven't seen, but this is something that I have been thinking of.
Hmm.
So also, besides that, My game show will be in 3 weeks. I got to do 3 episodes at least before then, and then I can be able to build from there. So my game show will be this month. And also, since we are LLC, coming up, I'm trying to get this logo going on, and I will be selling shirts and hats and things of that nature. So be prepared for my apparel by the end of this month. So with that being said, you
So
can
is
catch me on.
Rebecca running that operation there?
I'm not telling y'all that. Just be prepared. But besides that, catch me on Facebook, Lamar SoReal, SoReal Studios. Catch me on Instagram at SoReal Studios. You can catch me on Twitter at TheRealSoReal, capital T, capital R, capital S. So that's what y'all can find me. Hey man, since the LLC, we doing big things. And we ain't stopping. This is not gonna end. I'm letting y'all know this is not gonna end. And this is the family. This is gonna be the family forever. So you ain't never gonna stop seeing our faces. So you can believe.
Period.
Unless I just snap and push everybody off the bridge and that I take over SoReal Studios.
Whatever. You got a partnership with me. So the only way you can get anything if you knock me and my wife out. That's when you get majority.
I said knock y'all off a bridge. So basically, I'm taking y'all out and collecting the insurance money. I'm good forever. Find me, bitch. That's what
So
I'm saying.
you just told on yourself on recording. So if he come up missing, you ain't gonna get the insurance money.
So you the new sweetie pie.
It's not gonna be done the exact same way.
So you the new sweetie pie.
In recording.
You the new sweetie pie, ain't you?
In recording.
Whatever. All right, man. Y'all have a good rest of the week. I will
I'm
be
not a
back
murderer.
on Tuesday for another episode of the SoReal Family Podcast. So see y'all then. Y'all,
Justice for Breonna Taylor.
Yes.
yes.
Black Lives Matter.
And rest in peace to
Rest in
Chadwick
Chadwick
Boseman. Man, that was heartbreaking, man. Seeing him, dang, that was a killer. He never told anybody what he was dealing with, and
He got
still
a
was able to
real
make all
circle.
these movies, man.
He got a real
Yeah, real
circle.
squad.
His stuff did not leak at all. That's what you call real love right there.
That's a hero.
Yes, never complained, not one time. Man, there's so many movies he did, man. 42, The Blood,
21 Bridges.
man.
Going down right here, Mississippi.
That's
Man,
real.
that was real, man. But yeah, prayers and thoughts go out to his family and loved ones. And yeah, we'll see y'all on next week, man. Hopefully we won't get no more news like this. All right. We out.